Right, short date please and learn an objective. Pause the video while you're doing that, then press play when you're done please. Okay, and then we'll start the lesson. Right, okay. So we're looking at, as the learn objective says, with word problems involving ratio and proportion. And actually it's basically going to be more to do with proportion. There are a couple of little ratio ones in there as well. Right, so here we have, it costs £5 for 4 kilograms of potatoes. Now, for this to be in proportion, okay, so £5 you would equal 4 kilograms. Okay, £5 will give you 4 kilograms of potatoes. So because it's in proportion, £10 would give you 8 kilograms. Okay, and if you look there, yeah, you're timesing by 2, timesing by 2. So it's going to be along that way. You do the same to both sides, isn't it? Okay. And if, for example, then you had £2.50, if you wanted £2.50 worth, I'm going from there to there, so I'm dividing by 2, and I do the same there, then I'm dividing by 2 to get to there. So that's going to be, I'm halving it, aren't I? So 2 kilograms. So you can see how everything here is in proportion. Okay, £2.50 gives you 2 kilograms, £5 gives you 4 kilograms, £10 gives you 8 kilograms. So that's an example of things being in proportion. So therefore, if it's £5 for 4 kilograms, okay, how much would you get for 15 kilograms? 15 pound. 15 pound. How many potatoes would you get for 15 pound? So as always with these, okay, you'd write out, I think it's easiest to write out the proportion first, equals 4 kilograms, 15, and timesing by 3. Timesing by 3, okay, so it gives me 4 times 3, 12 kilograms. Okay, very, very simple there, isn't it? Okay, but as long as we know our proportion, and then we multiply or divide accordingly. What about if we had how many kilograms of potatoes would we get for £12.50? For £12.50, okay. I'm going to do the same. I got £5 is equal to 4 kilograms. Now, then, so what will £12.50 get me? Okay, so again, how am I getting from the 5 to the 12? This time I'm timesing by what? So times by 2 will give me £10. So actually this is 2.5, isn't it? Because you go 5 times 2 is 10, and then half of that is £2.50. So it would become to £12.50. So the key is sometimes they can be a little bit trickier because you can have halves and stuff like that. Okay, so here we're going to times this by 2.5, and then 4 times 2 is 8, and then 4 times a half is 2. We can add those together, gives me 10 kilograms. Okay. £1 worth. What would £1 give me? Have a go at that yourself, please. £1 equals, how many kilograms will I get for £1? That's quite tricky. Okay, have a go on that in your book, please. Write down what you know first of all, that £5 is equal to 4 kilograms. And then what would £1 be? Have a go at that, please. Pause the video while you work it out. Right, let's have a little look. Now the key to this one is actually, because we're dividing there, to get from the 5 to the 1, we're dividing by 5, aren't we? So we have to divide this by 5 as well. So what would make it much easier? What would make it much easier? If we turn that 4 kilograms into grams, into 4,000 grams. Then we do 4,000 grams divided by 5. Then down here we can do our 4,000 divided by 5, naught. How many if it's 8? So it'll be 800 grams. So for £1 you would get 800 grams. Okay. Right, you can swap around the other way. So we could be asked how much would however many cost. So the first one, how much would 8 kilograms cost? Well, we know that 4 kilograms equals £5. So we're just going to do 8 kilograms in proportion equals 10. Okay, pretty straightforward there. Again, all right, how much would, let's go for that, and then how much would, let's go for, how much would 18 kilograms cost? How much would 18 kilograms cost? So again, I'm going to write down what I know. That 4 kilograms equals £5. Okay, and then to find 18 kilograms, there we are, I'm timesing by 4 times 4 times by 4.5. I'll have to times that also by 4.5, 20. So we would be cost £22.50. So you're keeping it all in proportion, okay? All in proportion. And how much would 1 kilogram cost? Well, if 4 kilograms equals £5, 1 kilogram would equal some dividing by 4. So again, £5, I'm going to call this 500 pence instead. 500 pence divided by 4 gives me 125 pence. Okay, £1.25. Right, have a little go with this question. Okay, have a little go with this question, and then we move on to another slightly different one. Some of the slightly different questions. So, you need the following amounts to serve 6 people. Okay, as for some bolognese, so you have 300 grams of tomatoes, 500 grams of minced beef, and 2 onions. How much of each ingredient for 12 people, 3 people, 1 person? So can you just put sort of, for question number 1, just put tomatoes equals minced beef equals onion equals, okay? If you want to write out, and you might want to on some of the trickier ones, write out the proportions first. So have a go at those, please. 3 questions to find. You find the tomatoes, minced beef, and onions for each, please. Okay, have a go at that. Pause the video while you're doing that. Press play when you're done. Right, so let's have a little look, shall we? Okay, so let's have a look at number 1. So we can see straight away it's 6 people and you go to 12 people. So from 6 to 12, you're obviously timesing by 2, isn't it? So 6, so for your tomatoes equals, yeah, so it's going to be 600 grams. So for that one, the tomato equals 600 grams. And we can see, because you're doubling the amount of people from 6 to 12, everything is going to be doubled, isn't it? Minced beef is going to be 1,000 grams, same as 1 kilogram, okay? And onions, you're going to double it again, 4. Okay, so 600, 1,000 grams of 1 kilogram, 4 onions for the first one. Okay, and then if we have a look at the second one, again, 6 people for this. For 6 people, you need 300. For 3 people, again, we're dividing by 2, we're halving, aren't we? So that would be 150. So, and again, because we go from the 6 people to 3 people, you're halving the amounts, aren't you? So again, nice and easy. So the tomatoes would be 150 grams, minced beef 250 grams, and then onions, you just need 1 onion. Okay, let's look at the last one. The last one's a bit trickier. Okay, last one is a bit trickier. So again, let's just keep our same. So we keep it there. So for 15 people, okay, we've got 6 grams equals 300, and we need 15. How am I getting from 6 to 15? I'm timesing by 2.5. Okay, 6, 12, and then 15 is halfway between 12 and 18. 2.5. So times 2.5. So that would be 600, 750. Okay, and then the same with the 500 grams, isn't it? 6 people, 6 equals 500. So that would be, so the tomatoes on question 3, 750 grams. Then the minced beef, we times in all of them by 2.5, aren't we? So 500 times 2.5 will give me 1,250 grams, or 1.25 kilograms. And then the onions at 2 times 2.5. Okay, 2.5 times 2 gives us 5, doesn't it? Okay, onions is 5. So just, you know, sort of as long as when we work out what we have to multiply each question by, then it's pretty straightforward. Right, let's have a look at this question. Okay, and then we'll move on shortly to have a go at them ourselves. So 8 people can wash a lorry in 40 minutes. Okay. How long does it take 4 people to do it? 4 people to do it. Oops. 4 people. So let's have a look. Normally we do it like this. Well, 8 can do it in 40 minutes. 4 people can do it in 20 minutes. Everyone happy with that? Well, it isn't correct, is it, if you think about it, because it takes 8 people 40 minutes. 4 people, it'll take them longer, won't it? So just be a little bit careful, because sometimes you have to do the inverse operation. You have to do the opposite operation, okay? So in this one, although I'm from there to there, I'm timesing by 2, because obviously 8 people will do it quicker. I'm going to have to, sorry, I'm dividing by 2 there, sorry. Dividing by 2. Okay. On this one, I have to do the opposite and times it by 2. Okay. So just be careful you don't just dive straight in. Okay. So it means 4 people will take 80 minutes, won't it? Because, because it's going to take fewer people longer. Okay, so just take a little bit of care when you come to those ones. How long would it take? 16 people. Okay, 16 people. So again, we know 8 people will take 40 minutes. So 16 people. Although I'm timesing that by 2, I'm going to do the opposite operation here and divide by 2, because I know more people will do it more quickly. Okay, so it'll take 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes. And we can just swap that around as well. So how many people are there if it takes how many people are there if it takes 10 minutes? 10 minutes. And we're just going to swap that around. 40 minutes is equal to 8, so 10 minutes. So we know, although I'm dividing here by 4, because obviously it's doing it in a much shorter time, so it must be more people. So I'm going to times that by 4. So 32 people. 32 people could do it in 10 minutes. Okay, 32 people could do it in 10 minutes, if it's in proportion. Okay, right. Let's just do one more. How many are there if it takes 240 minutes? It takes 240 minutes, 6, 12, 18, 24. 4 hours is taken now to wash this lorry. Okay, so again, let's write down what we know. So we're going to do the 40 first. 40 minutes, the proportion is 8 people. So 240, okay, 240, so I'm going from there to there. So I'm timesing that 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, 24. Right, yeah, timesing that by, in fact I meant to put, can I just change, sorry. Can I just change that to 320? Sorry, I'm cheating now. Okay, so 320 minutes. How long it takes for 320 minutes? So to do that, I'm timesing by 8. Okay, timesing by 8. So that so because obviously it's going to take longer, so it's going to be fewer people. We're going to divide by 8 this time. So we're going to do the inverse. 8 divided by 1. So we take one person 3 hours at 320 minutes. So that's 5 hours and 20 to do it. Okay, so we take one person, 5 hours and 20. Okay, so they are in proportion. Right, I think we'll have a go at these ourselves now. Okay, we'll have a go at these ourselves. So can you have a look, please? Pages 190 to 191, just questions 2 to 7. It's not a huge amount there. Okay, so hopefully we can get onto the extension questions. Okay, hopefully we can get onto those extension questions. The first two are just carrying on. Okay, and then we're going on to the extend part of the book. Okay, right, good luck with that. Okay, bye.